I've seen a small size Fanta orange soda can get pulled straight out of a man's rectum. Surgeons of Reddit, what's the weirdest object you've had to remove from someone's butt? Welcome back to another storytime, my bro. Did you miss your boy Andrew? Of course you did, no one else on YouTube making storytimes like these. Since you're back, why don't you hit the like button and subscribe while you're at it? If you do, I'll make sure Elon Musk sends you a signed Cybertruck. Enough riff-raff, let's get into the stories. MD, but not a surgeon. On my surgery we had to remove a mini Nerf football from someone's butt. He kept apologizing and saying he wasn't gay. Later, the attending surgeon told us that it's always the straight guys coming in with stuff up their butts, and they always try explaining that they aren't gay. I once had a flatmate who was a nurse. She had a patient who came in complaining of stomach pains, which was caused by the cucumber he'd shoved up his butt a couple of days earlier. Apparently the smell caused by pickling a cucumber in your colon is extremely nasty. I'm not a doctor, but my cousin is a colorectal surgeon. She's dealt with at least 2 people who have put light bulbs in their butts. We received a patient with horrible pain that felt like constipation. He couldn't poop and laxatives weren't helping. We soon found out that the blockage wasn't just constipation, it was a string of beads several meters long that had become tangled into an ugly ball inside. I had to snip it apart and carefully pull pieces of it out. When most of it was out, his asshole became a rocket engine with diarrhea as the propellant. Girl I know had suspected cervical cancer. Saw 2 different doctors before a specialist examined her surrounded by trainee doctors, grabbed and pulled on what everyone thought was an inflamed, infected, tumorous cervix. It was a love egg. It had been in there for 3 months. Vet surgeon here might have an unfair advantage in this thread. One time a dog ate its own foot. Dog came in missing a paw from the wrist down, owner had no idea where it went, but the dog also had some serious GI signs. One X-ray elucidated both problems, not every day you see an abdomen with a literal limb inside. When I worked in the ER we had a guy come in with a 6-battery mag light stuck up Main Street. The funny part is that it was inserted bulb out and it was turned on. So we laid him down prone and the doc spread his cheeks, then the room lit up like he just cracked open Marcellus Wallace's briefcase. Not the butt, close to it. My sister worked in a urology clinic and has some very crazy stories, ranging from at-home sex change procedures to this case in particular. She had to remove almost 200 BBs from a guy's bladder via his urethra one by one. As the guy had a fetish of shoving things down his urethra. Dunno what qualifies as weird anymore. Between myself and friends. Glass dildo, vibrating dildo, travel toothbrush holder, Campbell's soup can, cucumber, mag light, cologne bottle, Sean John unforgivable hair, time capsule, light bulb, aerosol can cap. The oddest one was literally nothing. Guy comes in complaining of something stuck up their butt by girlfriend. Doctor feels and nothing there. X-ray and CT scan says maybe something there. I don't feel anything. In the operating room I feel deeper and still nothing. Finally do a full colonoscopy and nothing there. Nurse. I've seen baseballs, loads of dildos, cans of soda, vegetables. There should be a public service announcement about using dildos in the bum. It needs to have balls or some sort of base so it doesn't get lost up there. Women's vaginal dildos don't need them, as there is only so far it will go. A doctor I worked with once told a man, it's okay if you want to put things in your rectum. You just have to use the right things. Back when I was an tech, we had this guy come in with a full-size bottle of VO5 shampoo up his butt. Of course he said he fell on it in the shower. You could clearly see it on the X-ray, it was pretty spectacular. The best part was he knew exactly what needed to be done to get it out, suggesting that this wasn't the first time he asked for conscious sedation. And for someone to pull it out, well, the doctor tried that, then tried to manually get it out with forceps and was essentially elbow deep in this dude but couldn't get it. He had to go to the operating room to get it taken out. I bumped into the surgeon a few days later and asked him how it went. He joked to me that after we knocked him out, I grabbed a plunger out of the bathroom and got it out that way. But then told me all he had to do was stick some suction up there till he felt it connect and then slowly pulled it out. According to the surgeon, this guy never presented any sort of identification or insurance card and demanded to pay his entire bill before he left. Usually takes some time for bills to get finalized. He paid it completely in cash and then left via a taxi. I'm a vet. Dog had eaten a whole roll of poop bags, the plastic baggies people use to clean up after their pets on walks. They unspooled in his gut and spread from stomach to colon. His owners realized what had happened when he started pooping out bags and brought him in through her. My coworker went in to cut him, and the scene she described was hilarious. He would intermittently strain a little and poop out a little section of bags. Someone would tear them off, and he'd be okay for a bit, then poop out some more. Like he was dispensing them for himself. He did great after surgery. Years ago my nurse wife told me a man had an apple removed from his butt, but I never understood how this could be possible. I often think about this, but have never asked her for more details. I'll ask her over the table at Christmas dinner tonight. Disappointing update. I didn't ask her at the Christmas dinner. There were small children around and everyone was having a nice time. It didn't seem cool to bring it up. Also, no one else started any butt stuff related conversations, providing an opening for my inquiry. I asked her today but also told her about my post on here. She didn't feel comfortable sharing the details with you guys, so I guess you'll just have to use your imagination. Someone posted about a similar situation and suggested they had possibly worked with my wife. Based on the details in their post, I am sure it was a separate apple butt incident. Not me, but a good friend I have known since 6th grade who is an emergency room drive. Straight couple in their early 20s and they were using a vibrator on her. They switch, he said it was his first time, and they had lube everywhere, and the slim 6-inch vibrator disappeared all the way up in him while it was still on. They waited and tried to get it out on their own and finally went into the ER. They were going to wait till the batteries died, but it was getting late. My buddy tried to get it out but couldn't get it. He told the guy they might have to do surgery to get it. The guy asks my buddy if he has to go and can he call his mom and tell her. My buddy laughs and says, "You are 22 and you get to call your mom to tell her you have a buzzing vibrator in your ass that might be perforating your colon." Then my buddy remembers a guy he went to medical school who works in the same hospital. He has freaky long thin fingers like Eastern time that might work. The other DR gloves up and gets the vibrator still buzzing out of him. Just a fee. It is really easy for this to happen, so limit the lube on your hands. Your colon gets like a suction on it and things go in easy, like what happened to these guys. Not a surgeon but a vetic. We diagnosed a cat with pancreatitis, very dangerous, but the owner insisted the cat was constipated because he hadn't had a BM in a few days. Hadn't had a BM because he hadn't eaten in a week, also very dangerous. We told her the cat needed to be hospitalized. She said she couldn't because she had a holiday in Cuba the day after. She gave our number to the poor pet sitter who called us begging to take this screaming cat off their hands. I drove to pick the cat up, and one of the worst sounds carved into my dreams is being stuck in traffic with a wailing, dying cat. Get to the clinic and we find blood and something around his anus. Well, the cat died and we talked the owner over the phone and she starts sobbing, asking how could this happen. Turned out before she left she read on the internet that egg yolk up the butt would cure constipation. Whatever she used had punctured through. I would happily beat 7 kinds of crap out of that ignorant old woman. No serious tag and I'm crunk as duck, so I'm chiming in. My friend said she lost a butt plug up there. Shouldn't be a big deal first, I don't know how it's possible, but she claimed it was a little one, and given how upset she was telling the story after, I believe it. I just don't understand it. But said a dude had her tied up like a ducking mummy using duct tape. I'm not exaggerating here, her words, and dude literally breaks character and says, "Do you remember if I put the butt plug in or took it out?" And long story short, they are both blitzed as duck, so have call a friend to drive them to the hospital to get it out. Except, she's embarrassed as duck and doesn't wanna go. So dude shows up and the dom dude remembers, "Hey, aren't you a medical professional?" And guy is like, "Yeah," and they recruit random dude to fist her ass and recover it. And he does. But dude turns out to be a homeopath and has nothing to do with retrieving crap from asses. She said then ended up double teaming her. I asked an obvious question, so double simultaneous anal? And she told me not to be gross. Thanks for watching. What did you think of the story time? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more story times.